I don't blame you. I wouldn't put a recorder up here either if I were you guys. I'm very disappointed. It's a game. Game we won. You got to win games that you win ugly. But very disappointed. And you go into a game after you get out-rebounded and then you get out-rebounded again. Can stand going 0 for 7 from the 3. I can withstand some things. But, team that reading their press clippings, team that listening to Twitter, teams that listening, we just got to hope now that Kansas blows somebody out so they move them ahead of us, because we proved tonight we're not ready to handle any kind of success, and that disappoints me. But, Payne played okay on one end. Actually did some pretty good things. I really thought Appling did an incredible job defensively. That kid is a heck of a player, heck of a shooter, Mullins, and Keith did a great job on him. And if somebody would have made a shot, Keith would have had 10 assists. And so I think those two guys, I felt, played decent. And I thought the other guy that, Trice was okay, but Elvin Ellis came in and, not practiced with anything but the scout team, I thought did a pretty good job. So our big guys, we still got some work to do. Our perimeter guys just looked like they were satisfied with winning a game, one game. That's disappointing. So I'll take questions and get to work.
Tom, what were your points of emphasis in practice yesterday regarding rebounding and to what you attribute kind of tonight's rebound?
Well, our points were, we worked on it a little bit. When you have a one-day prep game like this, in fairness to the players, it's hard. We have to take out Wednesday because we don't want to, injure anybody for the NCAA. We got to take our days off. And it was a tough one-day prep, in all fairness to the players. But at the same time, we worked on our rebounding, and we just didn't get anything out of certain guys. And, Valentine struggled, and Dawson rebounded a little bit. Costello struggled. We went awfully small a lot of times just because we had so many guys that struggled. And I just didn't like, more than anything, I didn't like the energy or the heart of our guys. And I don't say that very often. So good learning lesson. We haven't practiced very well in the last couple of days, to be honest with you. The day before Kentucky we did. The 2 days before that we didn't, and we didn't yesterday. And there's only so much you can do the day before a game, especially in this era of people that, we kind of teach everybody not to be, not to work too hard, with all these legal matters. Next question.
Tom, you said before the game you were expecting them to come out in a little bit more zone, but it seemed like they stayed with you, man. Was that involved in preparation at all, or is that something that...
Yeah, we didn't work a lot on our man, but we've worked on it a lot before. I mean, we had shots, we missed shots, we had, we had that 9-0 lead, and, and I tried to give those guys, and we subbed a lot of guys, and so I think I got to take some blame for that too. And, the way I did it, that's not the way we planned it, it's just the way it happened, and it kind of took the wind out of our sails. So, I'm sure that what will happen is 20% of it will be the players and 80% will be me. So I'm going to take most of the blame because I'm the one that's supposed to have them ready to play. I'm the one that's supposed to have them, rebounding here is a religion, and maybe this team wants to change that. So. I got to make sure that doesn't happen.
You mentioned even before the Kentucky game, win the game and there'd be a lot of attention, lose the game and there'd be a lot of attention. And you mentioned the press clippings. Did you see any signs of maybe this performance happening, or did this honestly surprise you, I guess, given?
It surprised me because I just didn't think that the character of these guys was like that. But, it's one game. There's been better teams that have, we lose to Wright State when we win the national championship. I'm a big boy. I can understand things. I've been through a lot of things, but I just didn't like the way we responded to anything. I didn't like the way we responded to a challenge of one of the more embarrassing rebounding nights. there were a lot of effort-related things, loose balls we didn't come up with. You know, we're up 3 late in the game, and a guy goes in and shoots an air ball with 30 seconds left in the shot clock. I mean, we seemed a little selfish, and it's not a selfish team, but that means we didn't respect our opponents or respect the game. And we really deserve to get beat. But then again, once in a while you got to win a game when you deserve to get beat. Maybe that's a mark of a decent team, but do not, I'll just save you guys the embarrassment of writing stupid things. Do not put us, you know, I ain't John Calipari, I'm just telling you flat out, you know, we haven't proven enough to be considered a great team. So we're a doggone good team with a long, long way to go.
Thomas, how big of a concern is the lack of production in the post outside of the paint right now?
Well, if we get 26 points out of the post, I mean, that's not a concern. The concern is that, you know, other guys are kicking our butt down there, and, you know, we're not rebounding very good with the other guys. I mean, to get 26 points with 11 rebounds, that's a lot out of the post. And give Payne credit, at least he went down there this time, and we got him the ball. Our guys did a pretty good job getting him the ball, but, you know, like Matt had told me, if you feel bad for Keith because he has a game where he has 6 assists, 2 turnovers, and that was an easy 10-assist night if someone would make a basket, you know. And but our other postmen, I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. We knew what we got down there. You know, I'm hoping Ghana and Schilling and you're going to step up. But I think the biggest thing that'll happen, and this will be good. You know, you saw it in football. Sometimes you let yourself play yourself into situations and play yourself out of them. You know, there was a pretty big playing group that I knew would have to be shrunk down, and it's nice when the players shrink it down, not the coaches. And so we'll look at who we thought brought energy, who we thought it mattered to that we got killed on the boards against Kentucky, and who it didn't. And we just didn't. I was just so disappointed in some of the decisions that some pretty intelligent basketball players made, and I think it's a good learning lesson that if you don't bring it every day, you don't turn on a switch. And we didn't bring it yesterday. We, you know, give Kyle credit though. I mean, here I am complaining that I didn't like the way our team played, make no mistake about it, but give them a lot of credit. I knew they were going to run that patient Princeton offense to death, and they got to the point where they just ran it and ran it and ran it, and it's hard to cover. And, you know, the best defense sometimes is ball controlling offense. You know, it's like football. You know, if you can run the ball and you can run the time off the clock, you don't have to play as good a defense. Well, I didn't think they had to play as good a defense because, you know, they had, I think, 3 or 4 shot clock situations and another couple that were right at the wire. It's a long time to defend each time, you know, and something we're not used to, we haven't done. You know, I mean, this game will make us better, but there were some things that I just didn't like.
Good time for 2 more, Chris.
You talked a little bit about Adrian, and obviously down the stretch he was a big factor. Last 2 games, you had to play from ahead with the lead and down and come back. Talk a little bit about, I guess, the patience of this team and where do you feel its level of calmness is?
Well, I thought, you know, when we really needed to get some buckets late, we did run some stuff. We ran some stuff nice. Keith made a couple of great passes to Adrian for those dunks. We got Gary a wide open shot. He missed it, and BJ was there for the rebound because we finally executed some things. But we were coming off ball screens like at quarter speed. I mean, my mother's 88, and she could have covered some of our guys. And, you know, it's the typical all week. Think you're better than you are. Don't practice as hard and learn a lesson. I guess the good news is if you can learn a lesson and win a game, that makes you a pretty good team. And, you know, we'll swallow that and I'll feel better about the win a week from now. But we better start practicing better and we better start rebounding better and we better start doing the effort things a little better instead of maybe just becoming one one of those prima donna offensive teams. I mean, our defense wasn't bad, but we had some breakdowns tonight. And I guess it wasn't awful. They made some shots. They got some plays. You know, Zell misses that. I don't know. I don't even think you call that a shot, do you? Throw up towards the basket and then jogs down and they get a three on the other end. That's disappointing because he knows better, and it just makes me wonder what's going through their mind. And I think I know the answer, but I'll work on making that better.
Yeah. Two late shot clock violations by Columbia. Izzo on the other hand, and both of those. Kind of talk about the impact that they had on this game.
Well, the Izzo was a lot more aggressive than the players on the floor, so I thought they did a hell of a job tonight. It's, you know, it's one of those things where you, it's funny when that happened. I almost got up and thanked them, but I thought I didn't want to embarrass anybody. But I've always said that we get that group back to where they win a couple games for us. Tonight might have been one of them. So you got to give them credit. I thought you had to give Appling a little credit for getting us in things late in the game, and we executed pretty good when we really needed to, which shows you that you can if you want to. So we'll get better, guys. It was just disappointing for me because I hope we learned. I hope we're mature enough and grown up enough. But you know me, social media, you gotta love it because I just told my guys, go tweet this. Go tweet this. Any other questions?
Anything else? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it.